What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I want to start off by saying Lomachenko just had his fight, and look, how you say his name? Kanataki. If I'm saying it wrong, y'all know what I'm talking about. Look, Loma gave angles, speed was there, had a better boxing IQ, all around a better fighter than his opponent. I can't judge how ready he is for a tougher challenge. Now the kid was tough; he came to fight. But you have to see when he's in there against, because I don't know much about his opponent, but he just basically was outclassed. So we don't know if it's the same Lomachenko, but he looked good in that fight. Okay, got the TKO, and pretty much he dominated. Now, at the end of that fight, Bob Arum and Lopez Sr. shook hands, and they basically agreed that Lomachenko and Lopez is next. Okay, we don't know. Lopez is talking about Josh Taylor. Every week Lopez has a different challenger, so we don't know who he wants to fight. All right, Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios, man, they had a good solid fight. I know Floyd told Tank that on an unofficial scorecard he was down, and he wanted to step it up, and he did. And the body shot. Let me just tell y'all something. The body shot, it wrecked my Barrios, and I saw a lot of nonsense. Oh, it was an early stoppage. They shouldn't have stopped the fight. Oh, they did it just to protect his all this nonsense. Look, first off, let me just say this. That's nothing but a bunch of Tank Davis haters, man. Okay, first off, that dude was hurt. He dropped him with the body shot. When he got up, Tank jumped on him, and he pretty much turned his back. He was turning around trying to get away, and you could see him folded over. He was hurt. He didn't protest to the referee on top of that, which doesn't matter anyway, because I've seen guys get rocked and still. I mean, we saw Zab Judah get dropped by Acosta Zoo and was all over the place and was getting mad, tried to attack the referee, and come on, man, he had no legs. Okay, so protesting doesn't always mean anything, but he didn't even protest. He was hurt. And what's the purpose of letting that fight continue for him to stand there and just take unnecessary punishment? Okay, the object is to win a fight, not to kill your opponent, not to damage them permanently, which can happen. So there was a good stoppage. The guy was hurt, plain and simple. He couldn't even defend himself. Tank Davis, I don't know if he can still make 130. Okay, but from 135 to 140, there's challenges there, and because it's not such a big weight difference, does he stay at 140 for his next fight? Does he go down to 135? We don't know. But he just won a title, and pretty much when people start throwing shade, they always want to throw shade at a fighter who can actually fight. We don't know who's going to fight who. We want these fights. You want to see these fights. And for me, I give you guys the boxing news. You already know I don't lose any sleep over any of it. But what you got to understand, okay, like I always tell you guys, it's a business. Business is always first. I don't know if you saw the interview when they was talking to Tank Davis, and he was asking about how does he feel about the credit. Does he feel like does it upset him that he doesn't get the credit he deserves? And he said, no. I mean, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. My job is just to beat whoever they put in front of me, right? And what did you notice? If you know what I'm talking about, you notice Leonard Ellerbe jumped in and said, only thing that matters, we don't care about no credit. Only thing we matters is that Forbes list. Leonard Ellerbe, okay, is on the business side of things. That's his job. Damn near every fighter, with or without a name, left the sport of boxing broke. And I'm not mad or against anybody out here making their money. Now, what I will say is this, okay? Nobody forces you to buy a ticket. Okay, you can't blame anybody for you sticking your hand in your pocket, getting out your credit card to order a pay-per-view or to go buy a ticket and sit your ass in the ring and watch a fight. And when you sit here and say, yeah, but the only reason I watched it was because such and such was on the undercard, it doesn't make a difference why. The point is you chose to do it, okay? You have to have self-control. You can't blame the fighters or promoters or anybody for that matter. That's something you have to control. Now, If you, and I've said it many times, if you feel like a fighter is fighting junk fights, then don't support the fights. Don't watch the fights. When they step up and fight who you think they should fight, okay. If you feel like you want to support it, support it. But, what's the purpose of sitting there watching and then complaining? He just fought a tough guy. Usually in boxing, that's what happens. You fight somebody tough, you have some soft touches, they're making as much money as they can, then they fight a tough guy. Soft touch, tough guy. Soft touch, tough guy. This is what they do. Okay, and it's been going on. It's nothing new. The only difference now than back then is fighters are being more cautious to how much money they're making. They're getting more involved on the business side of things. Where fighters of the past had this pounded into their head that you want to be the greatest of all time. Where now it's more like, man, I'm just here to fight, beat whoever they put in front of me and go on. Because one of the things that fighters understand too is no matter how great you are, no matter who you beat, most of the so-called historians are never going to say that you're better than Marciano or Ray Robinson or Jack Johnson. You don't need anybody's approval. You don't need somebody to tell you what you are, what you're not. So you guys got to understand it's a business. It doesn't work the way we imagine it. So the fights that you want to see right now doesn't happen right now, even though there's fights that need to happen. I feel like whether it's at 140 or 135, Tank Davis and Lopez need to happen. Tank Davis and Lomachenko need to happen. We saw Lomachenko and Lopez. They do it again, cool. Make it happen again. But at the end of the day, he's talking about fighting Josh Taylor at 140. So we don't know what Lopez wants. Lopez, like I said, Tank doesn't have to leave 135 to have big fights. Now, if the fights are just not being put together, that's one thing. But, at 140, he would definitely bring some attention to that division. And they had 16,000 strong in the arena, last night. So when you are going to say that he's fighting nothing but bums, and Devin Haney is in the same situation. No matter how he wins, he can dominate all 12 rounds, He can win 9 out of the 12 rounds or 10 out of the 12 rounds, whatever. You guys still find an excuse to, he's a boring fighter. He has no power. You watch just to complain, But at the end of the day, 135 division has fighters that can put on some very interesting fights. 140, same thing. What we're seeing happening right now, is certain fighters who's able to fight in multiple weight classes. Well, Canelo gets to do it because he's franchise champion. And it really, it's not, I don't see that franchise nonsense as being effective, but I don't think, according to Canelo, he says he can still make 160, but he says he's not going to 160. And he's called out Beterbiev, from what I understand, and Charlo, right? Well, if you're calling out Charlo, Charlo doesn't have any plans on going to 160, and Charlo's talking about a catch weight to fight, him or Benavidez, which I'm not into this catch weight shit, man. But if you're fighting Jermall Charlo at a catch weight, it shouldn't be for a title. I feel like if you're going to fight at a catch weight, it should just be for bragging rights. Because if you're a champion at 160 and then you fight at a catch weight, then you're not fighting at 160. You're not fighting at 160. That's not the title that you got in shape for in the weight class that you came in to defend your title. So I don't think you should be able to I think that would be more of a bragging rights type thing. Now, if Jermall Charlo 6 feet, 6'1", I believe he can go to 168, man. Whatever, but at the end of the day, it's a business, yo. Get that out your head, thinking like just because you think of a fight that it's going to happen right away. And then you're just going to complain all year long about who's not fighting who. But at the same time, it's the type of thing where it's one thing when somebody clearly ducks a person, versus the business going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. And I bring up what Leonard Ellaby said because Tank is ready to fight. He's a fighter. That's what he wants to do. But on the business side of things, they're taking care of their fighters. They're making sure that they're well compensated. Understand this, At your regular job, you have to work until you're 65 or older, depending on how long you've been working, to collect your full benefits when you finally walk away. Boxers don't get to fight. that long, okay? And when you walk away, what you have is what you have. They don't want to walk away and then just get regular jobs. Some people will become commentators. Some people might open up multiple gyms or something like that and make investments and become businessmen, entrepreneurs, But other than that, they don't want to retire so they can go and go sit at the desk and work for somebody, punching the clock every day. They don't want to do that. That's not what they got into boxing for. Understand it. This is their job. It's a sport and entertainment for people that watch, for the fans, but it's their job. So I'm not going to ever be upset because somebody is being well compensated. But again, you can control what you do. You can't control what they do. Don't sit here and order a pay-per-view and then sit there and say, "No, I'm wasting my damn money." Like you're mad at them. It's you. Nobody made you do it. Okay? We seen Lopez and Barrios fight fall apart. Cambosis, not Cambosis fight. Okay? Because poor ticket sales. Nobody wants the pay-per-view. That's what you do when you're not interested in something. Okay? So either way, those are some good fights that can be put on. So salute to Tank Davis, Lomachenko, for doing what they did. And, salute to their opponents, for taking the fights and coming there, doing the best that they could do. Now, on to something else. And I need to address this because, see, this is the type of mentality, okay, part of the mentality of why people can't, get along, why people don't understand reality. You have too many casuals who runs around here talking, especially these little young boys who run out who run off at the mouth about something and they don't know what they're talking about. And they think that their opinion, because of their feelings, their emotion, you're supposed to cater to that. Aries is all man. And I tell it like it is. I call it as I see it, not the way you want me to. So let me address this real quick because, when you take the time to address me, I'm going to respond. So Malik Omar, I'm talking to you and everybody listening. All right, I'm addressing you. I'm responding to you. I did a video about Anthony Joshua responding to comments that Deontay Wilder made. And first of all, there was a ton of videos surfacing around where people were talking about how Anthony Joshua just verbally attacked Wilder for nothing. Oh, it's no double standard with these people. Why is AJ saying this and that? Which is complete bullshit. It was a pure lie. In fact, the same video, okay, that this guy, that you, Malik Omar, responded to, I played the video in the opening so you all can hear what Anthony Joshua said. And I ended it when the conversation ended about Deontay Wilder. Okay? Yet you still decide to make a comment off your emotions. Well, for one, let me say this, okay? I am all man, and I have no interest in catering to people's feelings because they feel some type of emotion towards a fighter, and I don't care how you or anybody feel about Anthony Joshua or any fighter. I'm not a fan of Anthony Joshua. I'm not a fan of Floyd or I'm not a fan of anybody. I just respect and appreciate certain things that I see in the ring. This is a boxing channel. My channel is not politically based. Okay, when I first created this channel, I wanted to talk about different things simply because boxing alone was just, to me, it wasn't that exciting. Okay, but I had a channel before this. Okay, I had like 18,000 subscribers. Okay, and let me explain something about that channel. That channel, I was talking about things that was going on in the world, and I was doing it to enlighten, okay, my black people. It wasn't about if you're not black, you can't come on this channel. No, I'm speaking about things that was going on, and I wanted to do a diverse type thing where I'll give you an example. If I was talking about something that was going on, something where somebody got shot down and got slayed, got killed over nonsensical crap, okay, drug deals going bad or whatever, people just beefing over nothing, somebody playing, somebody getting shot because they were playing CeeLo, somebody owed you $5, I mean, that kind of nonsense. Every one of those videos, I got massive responses. But then I remember one time I got worried about, they had like 3 black students that wind up getting accepted into college at 16 years old. That video got like damn near 0 response. I also did videos about families who like they had there was slaves, people that was like, no, there was slaves all the way up in the 1970s in Mississippi, where people was like, nah, that can't be true because slaves was no, right? And they had these people talking. These people were talking, explaining to you what was going on. Video got basically zero response. Okay? But whenever I was talking about drug dealing, gang banging, murders, that's when everybody jump in. And all I was seeing in the comments was, y'all nigga, I'm from Detroit. Y'all bitch ass niggas in New York, this and this and that. Y'all motherfucker this and this. Yo, y'all don't understand. Yo, New York fell off. Blase, blase, this. And I'm like, they just don't get it. This is not what this channel is about. So basically, just like the music itself, right? If a rapper right now makes a song and he's talking about positivity, he's talking about shedding light, he's talking about, doing right, and black people uniting, that song gets no play. You motherfuckers don't even want to hear that shit. Somebody pulled up next to me yesterday. I had my kids with me. We out there at the gas station. Some dude pulls up, windows down. Check this out. We're at a gas station. There's white people all over the place going back and forth pumping their gas, and he's pulling up playing some rapper. I ain't playing with you niggas. I ain't playing with you niggas. Fuck you niggas. I get the strap for you niggas. And you see people turn around looking because his windows are down and he's blasting this shit. You got little kids out there. Now, I'm sitting there going, here we go. Still with calling each other niggas and all this bullshit, right? That type of mentality is what was jumping on my channel. And that's all they wanted to hear. They got a guy right now who drives around and all of the worst hoods in America. That's what he titles his videos. Look at how many views that guy get. He don't even talk. He just drives around with his camera, just videotaping how poor, piss poor, condemned streets, graffiti all over the houses, abandoned buildings, abandoned houses, businesses closed down, and people living there. Laying on the sidewalk, laying up in and people tune into this shit. Yo, I'm proud of my hood. And it's just like, okay. So, I decided I wanted to just delete this channel because this is not what I created this for. And if I turn it to something else, I don't think that they would actually get it. Well, I created a boxing channel. Okay, my channel's not politically based. So this has nothing to do with me talking about politics. Okay, I will explain some things about boxing and how things on the political side of boxing and stuff like that. But even if it's something dealing with racism, I've spoken on it. See, you basically, I guess that's the videos you didn't see. I was the one, even when I said, how many white people hate Floyd Mayweather simply because he's a rich, black, young dude. And they talking about, oh, but he talked too much. He's always bragging. I'm like, right. But when Conor McGregor do it, y'all love him. I was the one who said that. So don't come telling me nothing about what Deontay Wilder does. Because first of all, you talking about something outside of boxing. Okay? And I'm talking about everything dealing with boxing. You don't ever hear me talking about any other fighter, what they do outside of boxing and contributions. And that has nothing to do with that. That's not even the conversation. I'm talking about the ring, what comes out these people's mouths, what they present to us. I can only talk about what you present, right? So I don't get caught up in all that. Okay, and there's many fighters who does things for their communities that nobody talks about. So why do you narrow it down to just Deontay Wilder? Let me read your comments. This is what he responded to, okay? In that video. It says, this is from Malik Omar. I am really disappointed in your analysis in this video, family. I am pro-American, and I am riding with Wilder until the wheels fall off. You got to be a young boy talking like that, man. Seriously. Till the wheels fall off. Like, I hear you, but bro, like, seriously. One thing I respect from the UK fans is they ride with their countryman even if they disagree with their actions. It's disgusting to see how Americans don't support one another in boxing. AJ is the best heavyweight in the UK, but Eddie Hearn, for some reason, ducked the Wilder fight. However, AJ wants to fight Wilder, I truly believe, but it's his promoter that has caused him and Wilder to miss out on $100 to $200 million for that fight. That's bullshit. I wish you make some videos on how Wilder speaks out on systematic racism and also how he has financially helped people. Make a video that's positive about Wilder. Don't just be one-sided. Peace. Okay, first off, you should be disappointed in yourself. Listen at what you said, okay? Besides the fact you're disappointed in my analysis of this video, you said you are pro-American. That's your choice. See, you're speaking like basically I'm supposed to be biased because somebody's Black American. That's what you're basically saying. So no matter what they do wrong, I'm supposed to not call them out on it. You're making this political. You probably watch Dante's Boxing Nation. You probably watch Ego, Boxing Ego, Blue Blood and all of them. You probably watch all of them because they do that kind of shit on their channels. And that's their business. And if you want to see that, then that's where you got to go. Because I don't do politics in boxing like that. If I do speak about it, if I felt something shady was going on, then and I speak about it, I don't bite my tongue. See, the problem is I can do exactly what you said for other Black fighters, but you don't see that. You narrow it down to Wilder. Now, if you know anything about Aries, you know damn well you and nobody's going to tell me what I'm going to say or what I'm going to talk about. I tell everybody the same shit. If you don't like what I say, don't watch my content. I don't make you do it. And understand something. Ego, Dante, all of them, they had Patreons. I don't have a Patreon by choice. And if I chose to get one, I'm going to give you the truth. Not what you want me to say. Okay? So you're not even close to the mark with what you're saying. Then you said, one thing you respect about the UK is their fans ride with their countrymen even if they disagree with their actions. Now, let me tell you what's wrong with that. For one, yeah, you got a lot of people from the UK that's going to ride with another Brit. You see the comments. But I also see many comments where there's fighters that they don't believe in. Okay? You know how many British people have said Billy Joe Saunders fight nothing but meatballs, tomato cans. He hasn't proven himself yet. Billy Joe Saunders, I don't really like him as a fighter. Okay? How many times have you heard that? I know I have. I saw right here on my own channel, yo, Canelo's going to smash this bum. This is coming from people from the UK. So, see, again, you're showing the same racism, the same bias that you're saying somebody else is doing. By sitting here even saying, I'm pro Black American, that's cool. You realize even when you say pro-Black does not mean anti-white, anti-Puerto Rican, anti-Indian. It just means I'm making a stand for my Black people when nobody else will. So I'm supporting the cause. You're talking about some petty shit about me not talking about his contributions and what the fuck does that have to do with anything, bro? This dude said here, you said it's disgusting to see how Americans don't support one another in boxing. No, it's disgusting to see how Americans don't support one another in life, period. Okay, because let's be real. First off, America got to get this shit together. Because for one, a lot of white people are not going to support Black fighters. They will support a European guy with blonde hair and blue eyes because he looks like them. The same way Black fighters won't support somebody, a white American, because the division here and the tension has always been here. So bottom line is, when you're sitting here talking, you're narrowing everything down to boxing and you're trying to change, you're trying to combine everything. You know, you said in boxing how we don't support each other. Bro, you got people out here right now that can't even eat every day. Do you know what my contribution to my community is? You have no idea. You don't know nothing about me other than what you see me present on this channel. We talk boxing on here. And at the end of the day, I don't need to come here to explain to you or anybody what I do, how many families I help eat. How many families get school supplies and money to send his kids to certain schools. That I don't need to talk about that. I don't need to. That's not what I do on this channel. And let me tell you something about these channels that you need to understand. Half of these black dudes that run these channels that talk all this black shit got white wives. Okay? Anything other than a black wife. They kids got orange hair, freckles, and blue eyes. Okay? Some of these dudes don't even live in America. I know for a fact one dude is living in Thailand with his little Thai wife. But black. So do you think that he sits there and shoot down Thai fighters in front of his wife? Do you think that he sit here and talk shit against her nationality because he's black? No. She probably don't even watch his channel or don't even know he has a channel. Probably don't even pay attention to what he's doing. And I know this. So what you're talking about is me mixing my personal feelings, my emotions about life in general with boxing. No. Let's be realistic. The only person that was bringing up race and this whole Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder situation was Deontay Wilder. Let's be real. So when I say what did Tyson Fury do, or what was racially driven? You know what you guys start talking about? Oh, because look at the glove and the egg weight stuff. These are accusations, okay? And I have never known a time where something happened in the ring and the commission just took it upon themselves to start investigations. Like I said in the previous video, it would be one thing if they do that, and then all of a sudden when it comes to Wilder, they don't want to do an investigation. No. For the same type of thing. No. Any fighter, anytime something like that has happened in the past, it's the fighter. Him and his team decide, nah, we want to investigate something. Again, do you remember when Miguel Cotto had that situation with the motherfucker had the plaster in his shit? Nazim Richardson caught that with same thing with Shane Mosley. So what did Miguel Cotto do? He investigated. He didn't do like fucking Wilder and sit there and make excuses because he got his ass kicked and start talking about racism and it's a system working against me. No, it was between him and the guy he fought. I can't remember the dude's name. But anyway, you see when he sat there talking about how he had, I forgot what he had, the hand wraps I think he had in the plastic bag and stuff. And he was talking about this and how he believed that Margarito cheated when he fought him and all of this stuff. But the bottom line is he did something about it. Same with Nazim Richardson. What he found, he gave it straight to Shane. He said, only person getting this is Shane or his lawyer, because I'll give it to somebody else, fuck around, that shit be gone. You know what I'm saying? So he did what he was supposed to do. He did what he was supposed to do. And they spoke about it and made it known. Okay? If Nazim Richardson would have said something wasn't right and just made accusations, right? First off, people would have said, well, why are you saying that? And the fact that Shane won on top of that, but the fact of the matter is, let's say if Shane would have lost and then Nazim Richardson would have been saying he think or he just something just don't feel right. No. Something is not right. You take care of it. You handle that. All right? When we're talking about racism, okay, what exactly are you talking about? What was racially driven in this fight? This is a question that none of y'all can seem to answer, but y'all keep talking. You said he's talking about how Wilder talks about systematical racism. No, that's not what Wilder does. Wilder is making excuses for himself. When Wilder say our black people, name one fighter that Wilder spoke about to defend something happening with this black fighter. Name one fighter. I ain't talking about him wanting, the situation with Jack Johnson. I'm not talking about that. Jack Johnson's dead and gone. I'm talking right now. Name one fighter that you see him speak up for and speak against racism happening to that particular fighter. Wilder is doing that shit for himself. Now you can take it how you want. You can believe in him and think that Wilder is calling shit because he see all this going on with black people. No. There's shit that's going on with black folks all the time. Do you see Wilder jumping up, speaking, just saying things about it? And if he decided to do that, that would be his choice. But what you hear me talking about It's him and Fury. So I don't know how the hell you even tie in all this other outside nonsense shit that you're talking about. Like, what does that have to do with me or Wilder? I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to add another part to it to finish it out.